Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel, Stay Forever True. My name is Brandy. In this video, I wanted to talk about something that I really freaking love, astrology. I love astrology. I have actually been interested in astrology since I was a young girl. I wanted to just kind of give you all like an overview of what astrology is and go more into depth with it. So, a lot of people think astrology is just like your horoscope. So like, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Leo, I'm a Gemini. Like they think it's just your sun sign. But when you were born, there's this such thing called a birth chart. And I'll put it up on the screen for you. So when you were born, the planets as well as the sun and the moon in the sky, right, in the universe, there was constellations that were basically in conjunction with either the sun, the moon, and all the rest of the planets. So it pretty much made an impression on you as an individual coming into life, and it created you, right? And it created your birth chart. Now, where these planets and all these constellations are placed doesn't dictate how you're going to be, but it kind of sets up a blueprint of the certain people you will attract, how you will go through life, certain circumstances you'll come across, maybe the careers you will be in, if you will have fame in your life, type of injuries you might have, how many children you might have, how your childbirth might be, how everything, like it's painted in this birth chart. Now, of course, you live your life however you live your life, but this kind of just gives you a blueprint or an overview of how things might go in your life or how things might look in your life. Take it or leave it. From my knowledge and from what I've like researched and learned, because the best way to learn astrology is to look at a lot of people's charts and to especially look at your chart and look at like people in your life chart, and I'm telling y'all, you would just like all the dots will start connecting. And that's the thing with astrology, is that it's kind of like you know how MDs, like they're considered like they practice medicine. That's how I look at astrology, like you're practicing astrology, because it's all about people. And like every day and every time you look at a new chart, you kind of make connections and you're like, oh, the people that I meet who have this and this here seem to always act like this, or seem to always have these type of certain circumstances. So I just love it. I love astrology. So that's one way of looking at astrology. But also every day the sun and the moon and all the rest of the planets are being in different constellations. So I'm just going to give you all an example. Let's talk about Beyonce, right? Why not? Beyonce's sun sign is Virgo. Okay. She's a Virgo. She's a perfectionist. She likes things to be done a certain way. Like she's a Virgo. But her moon sign, which is actually who you really are, it's like your relationship with your mother. Has to do with your childhood, your upbringing, and it's like your emotional response to things is in Scorpio. So this is more than likely why she is very, very private about her life. She doesn't put a lot out there to people. And then of course, on top of that, she has her sun sign is in Virgo. So that makes her even more reserved. But her ascendant, which is basically the mask you show yourself to the world. So like your ascendant is, have you ever met somebody and be like, I don't know about her. When I first met her, she was stuck up. And then once you get to know them, be like, this person is like hella cool. More than likely their ascendant is different than their sun sign. So your ascendant, or you meet somebody be like, oh, she cool, you know, I like her, I like him. And then once you start to get to know them, you're like, this person is a straight a-hole. Their ascendant is the person that they're showing you. It's what people consider like your representative. So her ascendant. So Beyonce's rising sign or ascendant sign is in Libra, which makes sense because she comes off like very ladylike, very sophisticated, refined. Like even if like back in the day when she was younger and she wore certain outfits, or even now, you know, she still has that sophisticated look to her, you know, and that ladylike look and that peace and harmony. And she doesn't really talk, you know, bad on people. She doesn't like to put all her dirt out there. The Libra energy is all about being diplomatic. And it's Venus energy. So it's about love. It's about showing beauty. It's about women, all that jazz. So yeah, her rising is in Libra. This is the mask you put on, like when you want to like put up a show, when you want to like get outside of yourself, I guess. Like for me, that's what I feel like. This is like the default that you show people is your ascendant. And you see this a lot in people when you first meet them. You meet their ascendant. So yeah, that's how that works. And then her Mercury, which is how you communicate and how you think, is in Libra. So this is why sometimes she might come off as if she's like kind of like riding the fence, or she's not like super aggressive, because Libra, you know, Libra is all about harmony. It's about like, okay, I don't want to make a decision. I'm kind of like the incident in the freaking elevator with her sister and Solange and Jay-Z, like when they had that little, you know, squabble, and she was kind of like, you know, the Libra in her is just like, oh my goodness, like I don't want to be in this, like I don't want to deal with this. The Libra energy is going to create that balance, and it's going to want harmony in a situation. So this is why she kind of like talks more like chill. She tries to keep things more diplomatic. That's the Libra energy. So that's like the first like personal planets, I would say, are those. But the ones that really tell you how a person is their ascendant, their sun, and their moon. So like I told you, your ascendant really paints the picture or the overview of your life, because everything is broken up into houses. And it's like, it's a big thing, you know. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Hold on, yeah. Your ascendant pretty much lays out your entire chart. So I told you all, when you're born, you have a birth chart. And the ascendant is considered your first house. And there's 12 houses, just like there's 12 zodiac signs. So each house is correlated to that zodiac sign. And each house is a certain area of your life. So we can kind of go through the houses. I'll go through the houses with you all. So the first house is Aries. Is typically ruled by Aries. Hi, baby. I know, baby. And just think about Aries. Aries is all about the I am. It's about how you assert yourself in life. It's how you get what you want. You know, the Aries is like, you know, that bullheadedness. It's not bullheaded, or the ram's head, you know. So it's how you show up in life. It's how you assert yourself. It's what you show people. So this is why your ascendant falls into your first house. The second house is your resources. It's how you make money in your second house. I know, baby. I know. And it also has to do with like what you value. So the second house is typically Taurus, right? Taurus is in the second house. So it's gathering resources. And it's also about how you value yourself. And I know, baby. Oh no, she's sad. She said she's sad. She's sad. She's sad. So yeah, when you look at the planets, they're all in certain signs. This is why you meet certain people, and certain people, you might meet somebody. I know, baby. So your birth chart is dictated by of course your birthday, the area where you were born, and also the time you were born. So if you want to look up your birth chart, you have to know the time you were born. When I first started into astrology, like as far as learning about birth charts, I didn't know what time I was born. So I kind of had a little bit of an idea of what my chart looked like. But when you know what time you born, honey, you about to unlock a whole bunch of information. You can get that information from like the I end up going to like Vital Checks or vitalrecords.com. Make sure it's like an official website, or you contact the state, what is it called? The state capital where you live. Contact like their public records office and ask them how you go about getting your birth chart. I mean, not your birth chart, your original birth certificate, which will have your birth time on it. So you look that up. You can go on a free birth chart calculator, and I'll leave a link to one in the description box. But when you look up your birth chart, y'all, it will unlock a bunch of stuff. And what I like to do is look up a lot of celebrities too, because you get a good idea of, okay, this is why this person act like this, or this is why I'm so drawn to this person, because more than likely there's something in their chart that might be similar to your chart, or it might be activating certain parts of your chart. So for example, I love Bob Marley. Me and him have the same moon sign. Me and Beyonce had the same moon sign. Me and Will Smith had the same moon sign. Me and let's see, who else do I really like that has the same moon sign as me? I'm trying to think, who else has the same moon sign? I got the person in my head. Oh, Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy. Me and him had the same moon sign. So it's like, okay, there's a reason why, like, I feel somewhat like I can identify with these people because we have similar parts in our chart to each other. So it's just cool to look at it, and then you can kind of get an idea of like why they act certain ways, or why they talk certain ways, and all that jazz. But it's really important to understand you and the people in your circle. And once you start looking into astrology, you will kind of like be able to deal with people differently, because you know that it's just in their nature to act a certain way sometimes. So for instance, anyone who has like Sagittarius in their chart. I have Gemini in my chart, my Venus. Venus is all about how you, I didn't even go over the planets. I can do a video like talking about specific things and being more organized, but this video is kind of like an overview, just talking about astrology. So I know, baby, Venus is how you love. It's what you value. It's your interest. A lot of people, if you all have the same Venus sign, or if you have Venus signs that, hey, now say hi. This is my little Aries. She's the reason why I cut all my hair off. She was like, we getting rid of this, honey. We about to move on. We about to make some actions. This is my action, baby. Okay, so Venus, sorry, y'all, gotta feed the baby. So Venus is like what you're interested in, what you love. Like it's really like your pastime. It has to do with like what you value, what you like love to do. Okay, like your pleasures in life. This is why some friends, like, to me, if a person and me, if we don't have complementary Venus signs, then I can't, like, this kind of determines whether or not you're going to have sex with somebody, is your Venus sign. Because there's some signs, you ever notice like how they say like, oh, Aries and Leo are so compatible, you know? But you might say you're an Aries and you meet a Leo. You be like, okay, there's no chemistry here. Then you meet another Leo and like y'all have like crazy chemistry. More than likely it's your Venus sign that's creating that difference. So if you're an Aries, then Venus goes 2 planets over. So I can do another video. I know it's kind of, like I said, it's all over the place. I just want to kind of like talk to y'all about it. But we can move back a little bit too, because y'all kind of close. All right, so say for instance you're in Aries and your Venus is in Pisces. So Aries sun, you kind of come off aggressive, assertive. You want things your way. You're opinionated. You know, Aries to me are loners, because like Aries really do go off of what they want and how they think. But say your Venus is in Pisces. Venus in Pisces is a beautiful placement. But Venus in Pisces is like more so dreamy, you know. It's a real dreamy fantasy type of Venus. It wants like they're lovers, like they really like the hopeless romantics, you know, of the zodiac. And say you get with a Leo, who has Venus and Cancer. That's a good connection, because Cancer and Pisces, they're both water signs, so that's a good connection right there. But say you get with someone who's a Leo, but their Venus is in Virgo. There might be an issue, because Pisces and Virgo are opposite of each other. So there's an attraction, but it takes a lot of work for them to really have that, you know, energy going for each other. Because Pisces, like I said, is very dreamy. It's Venus and Pisces. Pisces is actually in a very exalted, they consider it exalted. So it's a very high point for Venus. Like it's like one of the best placements for Venus. And then when it gets in Virgo, it actually falls. Like it's like one of the worst placements for Venus. Because Venus and Virgo, like there's no love there. Like the way they see love is like nitpicking people and kind of like analyzing everything. And Venus and Virgo is just really critical. It's like the way they love is in a very like kind of like cold way, and it's very practical. Like, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? Like, Venus and Virgo is not, it's not like that soft, dreamy, oh, I want to sweep you off your feet, like let's just lay in bed all day together, like type of love. It's not like that. And that's how Pisces is. So that's why there's, what's up with my lip? I hope my freaking lip liner is okay. But anywho, that's how that love is. It's different. So like I said, it takes work, and it's opposite. Virgo is very practical. Let's get things done, da 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 da. And Pisces is just like, let's just go with the flow, man. Like, let's just live life. So that's why, okay, on the outside, you know, these people might get along, but like in a relationship, there's going to be a lot of hurdles there. And there's even more to it as far as like how you would be connected in a relationship and whether or not you'd be compatible. But that's just one way of looking at it. So like I said, I love astrology. I'm going to be doing more videos about astrology. Probably might have a video talking about all the zodiac signs, and a video talking about all the houses, and then talking about different aspects and all that jazz. But I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of astrology, and just so that you know that it's not just a sun sign. You're not just your sun sign. This is why sometimes you'll read something about your sun sign, you're like, that's not me. Like, I'm not that, that's not me, because more than likely you have other planets and other constellations, other signs in your chart that go against your sun sign. The sun sign is just one part of you. And it makes sense why you would meet people and you would think, okay, I'm supposed to get along with them, but more than likely you don't get along with them because there's other parts within your chart that are going against that person. That's that. So yeah, astrology is so freaking cool. I know some people are like, oh, it goes against this, it goes against that. I feel like go what you want. If you're not interested in it, like, don't watch videos about it. But if you're interested in learning about people, learning about you, and it helps you to even understand yourself more and like understand why you do certain things, I think it's like, astrology is so cool, especially when you look at it on a daily basis, because it's not just when you were born. Like, things are always constantly changing, and the atmosphere in the universe is constantly changing. Like, that's why I said, like, working with different moon energy. Like right now, the moon is in Cancer. It makes sense that I make a video about this when the moon is in Cancer, because for one, the moon belongs in Cancer. And Cancer energy, hey baby, hey baby. Cancer energy is all about feelings and emotions and like, oh, sorry, nurturing energy and like getting out what you really want to say. Like, yeah, moon is in Cancer, and my moon is in Scorpio, so that's a trine and all that jazz. So, well, sneaky. Ooh, ooh, are you done? Ooh, you okay? Oh my, baby. Okay, well, anyway, little stinky. But anyways, makes sense that I'd be in my element to just talk about what the heck I want to talk about today. So that's that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? But yeah, every day, like, the moon is going into a different sign, and it makes sense because you'll see certain people act a certain way, or you might be like, I'm just in a funk today. More than likely, like, it's going against something in your chart. Or like one day you're like, I'm so emotional, I've just been so emotional these past 2 days. More than likely, like, the moon is bringing out certain things in you. So I just love it. I love it. The influence, it makes sense because, like, when you look at the sun, right? Like, people act different. If you live in an area where we have different seasons, like, it's like in the summertime, people are more out there, they're communicating with each other. Like, everything is like all about being out, being seen, and all that. The sun is bright, the sun is right on us, the sun is shining a lot of light on us. And then when you get into the fall, things are more laid back, more chill. And people start having like seasonal depression, which makes sense because there's certain, like, Capricorn is in the winter. Capricorn is somewhat of a depressing sign. But there's less sun out. And it's like the sun affects us. It affects how we live our life. There's one vitamin that we only get from the sun. It makes sense, like, that these big planets and energies and stars out there in the universe are affecting us here, because we're all part of the universe. We're all are. Or if you look at the moon affects how people act. They're like, truthfully, when the moon is full, people act completely different than when the moon is in a different phase. And then also just think about it. We're made of what, 80% water. The earth is made of 80% water. The moon affects the tides of the ocean. So more than likely, of course, it's going to affect us. Because guess what? We're made of mostly water. And then if you look at like, right now we're about to get into Mercury retrograde. Which, honey, I'm not looking forward to, because I got to get these videos out. But like Mercury retrograde, it's been shown that, scientists have shown that when Mercury goes into retrograde, there is changes in technology. Technology starts to mess up all over the place. And that's what people say. They say like, oh, your phone's going to be doing this and the weird stuff. Your computer, your laptop, all that jazz going to be doing weird stuff during this time. But also it's a time of reflecting on how you think and how you speak. And it can affect how you think and how you speak when you go into Mercury retrograde. Especially if you have a lot of Mercury in your chart. So it's all over the place. It's a lot to it. There's a lot to learn. And if you're interested, I'm going to be doing more videos. So stay tuned to that. And me and my little Aries baby are about to go chill out. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to do a video talking about that, because like I said, I love this subject. And I'm not like, I don't know everything about astrology. I'm still a student of astrology, but I know a decent amount to talk about it. So that's that. Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comment section, what's your sign, girl? Do you know your birth chart? Do you know like anything about your chart, like your moon sign or your ascendant? I would love to know. I thought it'd be cool to know like what the majority of the people are that watch my videos. So yeah, that's that. I'm a sun sign Cancer, moon sign Scorpio, and ascendant is in Virgo, honey. Which is a whole nother deal. I think that's why a lot of people, when they first meet, they be like, I thought you were so stuck up. Because me, when I'm in a situation where I'm uncomfortable, I go into my ascendant. So I like to just come off as being like very like put together, very somewhat stoic energy if I don't know you, because that's my mask. That's what I feel comfortable showing you at the time. And then when I get to know you, then you're gonna get all of it. You're gonna get all the goofiness that is Brandy. All right, thank you all for watching. Peace. Say bye. Say bye, little Nikki baby. She doesn't want to say bye.